Good morning to one and all. Welcome to the Sunday Rise, brought to you by the Sideline Junkies. This is the best way to start your week off is to start it with us as we do this show we call the Sunday Rise. Now, before we get started with the show, let's go ahead and talk about it now. This show plays and airs on YouTube, Facebook Live, and X as we speak. All right. Now, tomorrow, you'll get the audio version and any of the audio platforms that you use, whether it's Odyssey, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast, this will be up and ready. So you may not be able to see our pretty faces, but you will hear our voices tomorrow in this version of the show. With that being said, I'm the Midnight Rider. He's C. Perry II. You normally see these two faces on Wednesdays for a little thing we call Nothing But Net.
Yeah, that's usually Wednesdays, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, Facebook Live, YouTube, and X as well. But continue, my man.
Oh no, you good. I knew you was gonna do that. So, and with that being said, the big guy KG is out on assignment for right now, but he will be joining us later. We've got a great slate today of sports. We can talk about the Masters. We're going to talk about the NBA season finales. We're going to talk about the WNBA free agency, a little draft preview. We got something to hit you up with Tyson Fury, the return of the Gypsy King. And then we have a little conversation around the NCAA and the president actually talking about a 5-year eligibility model for college athletes. With all that being said, it's time to rise and shine, baby. Let's go. Sunday Rise. Let's kick it off. First up, one of the most important tournaments in golf. It's the way the golf majors start. It's called the Masters. Going into yesterday, we thought this may have been a coronation party instead of us having to fight to see who wins this. Rory McIlroy was up 5 strokes. He was up, I think it was minus 12 going into the day yesterday. And then Augusta National decided to Augusta National the only way it knows how. Rory basically loses a stroke, comes in at a minus 11. And what also happened was
why did he lose a stroke?
So he just had a bad day.
Okay.
It was just a bad day. He was all over the place, and we kind of expected it. If you've been paying attention, he's got like the worst off the tee, but he's been able to scramble to save par or get a birdie out of it. His driving has been terrible the whole first 2 days, or now the first 3 days, and it just caught up with him. That's all it was. I mean, he had a hot putter Friday, and he had a hot putter on Thursday, and that got him to minus 12. But now he's at minus 11. Another person that got hot yesterday was Cam Young. Cam Young joins him at minus 11, so that's going to be your final group on the course. The next two participants, probably right before going off before them, is Sam Burns at minus 10 and Shane Lowry at minus 9. Then you have Justin Day and Justin Rose at minus 8. Then it's Scotty Scheffler at minus 7 with Lee at minus 7. Then it's Patrick Cantley and I can't remember what Henley's first name is. They're at minus 6. Then you have Patrick Reed at minus 6 with Colin Morikawa at minus 5. So that's about the group that's going to be where our contenders come from. But it's been everything we thought it was going to be. A lot of people I know the correspondent had Patrick Reed as one of his favorites. He also had Justin Rose. So he's got 2 guys in the top 10.
Can I ask about somebody?
What?
Yo, how VJ Singh doing?
VJ finished at plus 9 and missed the cut.
Okay.
So I think he was 6th from last, but the man's 63 years old. Kind of why we had to pull KG off of that thought bubble.
Yeah, I know. I remember. I mean, you had to pull him back from the edge of the lawn. That's just saying.
Uh, who else? Um, I have a very. I mean, this guy has. I mean, he's at -3. He's so far back. I don't see him getting the chance to contend. Max Homer, who I put some money on late. Um, and then also my guy Goddard is at -3 as well. Let's see, who else did we pick? I think we gave him Spieth, and I don't see Spieth on this day. Oh, there he is, -1. I can't think of the other person that Keith took. So that's where we are right now. Oh, he took Kepka. He's at -4. So I think I'm gonna finish in second or third because my guy Akshay Bhatia didn't make the cut. He fell apart on Friday on the back nine, ended up at +3. I mean +4, which made him miss the cut altogether.
So at this point right now, we're looking pretty much as a 2-man race going into the final round.
Nah, I think it's the 5-man race.
You think
I
it's
think
5-man?
anybody from -8 in can make things work because that's going to make them. What team players usually do is they'll just go into the last day and try to play. If you can play par golf, if you got a lead, you're going to win for the most part, especially with a big lead. But since these guys are right on each other at -11, they're going to have to play, and they're going to play some really good golf. And because this course is drier than usual, the greens are going to be faster. It's going to be more kind to people. And if you can shape your shots around this, especially in the back nine, you're gonna find yourself in good territory. There's going to be a guy that's going to make a run, and you're going to hear the echoes from the gallery. I think that guy is because Shane Lowry yesterday hit the first ace, hole in one. So he hit that yesterday, and that kind of got his day started. It got him up into contention. So I can see somebody just getting hot on the putter, coming out, maybe going -5 on their first 6 holes or first 7 holes, and that changes the whole dynamic for those behind them. So
no, it's something about the end of March and now going into April where you have the final four. Now after the final four, you have the Masters.
Yep.
And now you have, coming up, you have the beginning of the NBA playoffs with the, starting with the play-in. And then you have, WrestleMania weekend. I mean, this stretch in April is so incredible when you're a sports fan and a sports entertainment fan. It's just beautiful watching on everything that we have coming up, and and everything that the network will be covering, over the next week as well. So,
well, the good thing about our network is we've got people that specialize in a little bit of everything. So we cover almost everything. I think we cover everything, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because whenever the correspondent is available, he's our big NASCAR guy. He's our golf guy. Then we got guys that know a little bit about everything, and then we got our specialists. And I mean that's what rounds out the network so good. If we don't know it, we find somebody that knows about it.
Exactly.
Bring them in. A person that's been real active with us lately is Josh of Highly Opinionated, man. He's another one of those people that just knows a little bit of everything and about. He specializes, I think, in basketball. I would say is especially, but basketball, football, he can do it all. He's a good person that we keep around. We have Keith. We got yourself. Well, you're part of the network, so you don't count. And Keith's part of the network, so
they don't count. He don't count. He don't count. We don't count. I mean, we are look. I mean, look, we're already embedded. Okay, so,
Exactly.
so we're in-house experts at this
Exactly.
point. So,
Exactly. Anything else you want to know about the Masters? Any other questions before we move on?
look, man, I think we're good. I mean, it sounds like just to put a little bow in it. It sounds like today's final round should be an exciting round to watch. You know, where we don't know, but it also has a possibility of coming down to the 18th hole. You know,
Yeah.
um, 18th hole. Hopefully someone will win it. And wait, refresh my memory. Who has the Masters? Who has the Masters telecast? Is it ESPN or does CBS still have it?
CBS still has it.
Okay, so for those that like watching 60 Minutes, just realize 60 Minutes it's probably not going to start until about 7:30, 7:45. That's
Right.
usually the way it goes with the Masters, because it might go over a little bit. 18 hole winner, got to go back to the clubhouse, got to go get that green jacket. All right. So whatever report that you are interested in watching on 60 Minutes, just realize you're not going to see it at 7 o'clock. Trust.
Yeah. Yep. CBS coverage starts at 2. On CBS, let me see. We should have coverage somewhere else for the beginning part. I wouldn't doubt that's going to be on ESPN. Nope, they've got Arizona, UCLA. I mean LSU.
Baseball.
Yeah, college baseball. Chelsea and Manchester City come on today. USA.
Mm.
That might be interesting. That's not in my wheelhouse, but I like some good soccer.
Sometimes you got to give Premier League a watch, because it's fun. It's exciting. Okay. But sometimes I gotta admit, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's not what I'm going to turn on at 9 o'clock in the morning. All right.
Right.
However, I appreciate the coverage. I appreciate the coverage from front end to back end. So
Here he is. Speaking of double, man. Josh Walker. Appreciate the kind words, fellas. No better way to start your Sunday than the Sunday rise. Yes, sir, baby. Only way we do it. Only way we do it. And with that being said, uh, we're gonna go ahead and transition to something else. Next on the docket for us, you kind of talked about it. We're coming up to the end of the NBA season. Um, Everybody's playing their last game today. I think this is actually the only day that every team plays
exactly.
the association on the same day.
It is. It is. Which uh I'm glad there is a focus on the final day, especially when it comes to playoff positioning. That's still in doubt. That's still shaky. So it definitely makes Sunday a good watch, depending on who's fighting for position. I mean, you have some teams that have their spots wrapped up, so they're sitting players.
Right.
Yeah. So, like for example, like just going to the Eastern Conference right now, what's in flux is positioning from 5 through 8.
Yep.
Okay. 5. Well, 5 through 8 is still in flux, especially with one. You have the Atlanta Hawks, who are in the 5th slot right now. All right, but they are guaranteed to finish in the top 6, so they won't be in the play-in. You have the Toronto Raptors, who are sitting at 6 right now, who are a half a game behind the Atlanta Hawks. If after the end of today, they finish tied with the Atlanta Hawks, they take over the 5th slot because they won the tiebreaker. And then you still have the Orlando Magic and the Philadelphia 76ers, who are in the 7th slot and the 8th slot respectively. And they still have an opportunity to jump up into the top 6. Okay, and all of this and the 5th and the 6th slot affect who the number 3 seed, my New York Knicks, and number 4 seed, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who they will play in the first round. Right now, the number 9 and the number 10 at being the Charlotte Hornets and the Miami Heat they're set and they're set for the play-in. So there's nothing either one of them can do to get out of the play-in. Like I said, right now it's Miami. It's the Orlando Magic and the Philadelphia 76ers, who right now on outside of the top 6 that have an opportunity to move up depending on how things fall today. Not then, that's the Eastern Conference.
So we got to go back and pull our clip from the show we did, the 4 of us.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. Which I want to pin. I definitely want to pin that for this Wednesday's edition of Nothing But Net, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on the network, so we can see how close we came to the teams that are in,
right,
and the position.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because I already know, man. I just pulling up the West. None of us had the San Antonio Spurs in the 2 slot. None of us.
Oh, you going back to the actual preview show?
I'm going to come back to the actual preview show exactly. What picks then? Okay, and neither one of us had the Spurs in that number 2 slot at all. Yeah. We had them playing in the postseason. I think one of us had them in the top 6. Another one of us, I think, might have had them 8th or 9th.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So, and I've been saying this all season. San Antonio Spurs are ahead of schedule, and this year shows it. Their positioning, their comfortable positioning right now shows it. With the West, your top 6 are already set.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, everything is pretty much set. I thought
everything. Well, I'll say this: everything is pretty much set except for except for the positioning of 4 and 5. Okay. Well, let me take that back. 3, 4, and 5. Well, 3 and 4. Okay. There's still, there's one game separating the 3rd seeded Nuggets and the 4th seeded Lakers. And in fact, go ahead and hold on. Josh is actually, I love when my nephew is always on it. Okay. So big day for the Spurs. If they beat the Nuggets and the Lakers beat the Jazz, then stay away from both OKC and Denver until the conference finals. But once again, this also plays into there's one game separating the Nuggets and the Lakers for the 3rd slot and the 4th slot. and there's one game separating the Lakers and the Rockets from the 4 slot and the 5th slot. Okay, so with 3, 4, and 5, you have 2 games separating them all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, so where they end, it's all going to be determined today. And then outside of that, you have the 8, like you said earlier, you have the 8th and the 9th slot. The Trailblazers, with the Trailblazers and the Clippers, both tied with records of 41 and 40.
And that's nothing to kind of skimp over because
No, it's not. Because
if you're 8, all you need is 1 win to get in.
Exactly.
If you're 9, you need 2.
Exactly.
And let's talk that out. Love your t-shirt. I just noticed what you got on, bro.
Oh, you just noticed this? Oh, I just threw it on. I had to figure out something to wear today, so I figured this would work.
That's dope. That's dope. But the reason we say that the 8 only has 1 win because 7 and 8 play. The winner of that is automatically the 7 seed. All right, folks. So then at the same time, 9 and 10 will play, and this is on both sides of the bracket. 9 and 10 play.
Yep.
The loser is eliminated. The winner plays the loser of the 7-8 matchup. So that's why you want to be in the 7-8 spot, because then you only have to win 1 ball game. Technically, you only have to play 1 ball game. Let me say it that way. If you're the 9-10 or the loser of 7-8, you have to play twice. So that's much it.
Yeah, you got to play twice and win twice to get the opportunity to play the top seed.
Right. And that being Detroit, do you think, or OKC, do you think either one of those 2 1 seeds are vulnerable to whoever comes out of the play-in?
Thunder no. Whoever comes out of the play-in is going to get 1 win against the Thunder, if not swept. Now in the East, is still going to be, I'll say this, it's still going to be a heavy bucket for the Detroit Pistons to carry. Are they going to win? Yeah. I just don't see them winning in a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. Mainly because, if they end up playing the 76ers or if they end up playing the Hornets, that's a 6-game series.
Yep.
That's a 6-game series. I'm sorry. All right. If they play the Heat, that I can see as a gentleman's sweep.
Right.
But those other 2, nah. I can comfortably say that's gonna go 6 games. And shoot, even if things fall to where the Magic has to play, loses the first game in the play-in, and then win that second game to get the 8th seed, that's still going to be a tough series for Detroit.
Well, the nephew brought up one that they've kind of played on TV today. It'd be great for the Pistons to play the Hornets just because their rivalry during the season. I
don't know if I call that a rivalry. It was just a fight. That's all it was. It was fight.
It was 2 fights.
It was fight. Still, fight. 2 fights don't equal a rivalry. But what 2 fights do, 2 fights equal a series that people are going to want to watch. Okay. Exactly. And then we'll see if it develops into a rivalry or not. The same way with what we've talked about as it relates to the Thunder and the Spurs.
Right.
It's not a rivalry until they do it
Right.
with something
On the line.
substantial on the line.
You stole the words right from my mouth because I was about to say they basically put the backdrop in for it to be a rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they play in the playoffs, that becomes the impetus of it becoming a rivalry. They have to play for something. It has to mean something at some point in time. And if they don't play for anything that means anything, then they're just two teams with bad blood. There's a difference between bad blood and a rivalry.
Exactly.
And right now, we're dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight with bad blood.
Yeah, it's like here the whole thing. We don't like you. Okay. I know you don't like me. And you know that I don't like you.
Right.
Okay. But now I don't like you. And you got that brisket sub that I want.
Right.
And I know you want that brisket sub because you know I want that brisket sub. Guess what? We're going to have to scrap over that brisket sub. All right. Meaning and something substantial to fight for. And that's what makes a rivalry. Exactly. I don't know where I came up with brisket sub, man, but
I don't either. But I was rolling with you. I was gonna let you go with it. Yeah. I mean that's actually not a bad call because there are some places will send you just straight up brisket and you can make it do what it do. We got a place called D City Smokehouse. Shout out to them. They are on V Street in Southeast DC, actually like 5 minutes from my house if it's that long. And they'll just send you like a half pound or a pound of brisket in a container, and then you do what you want with it. Normally I get a roll, I get a hamburger roll, toast that some bitch up, put their barbecue sauce on it because it's got a nice little kick to it. And we good to go, baby. Good to go.
Yo. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Look. We just gonna go off on this brisket tangent just for a second, and then we're gonna roll back in to stuff for the Sunday Rise.
See, hold on. Perry, you forget this is Sunday. We end the show on Sunday where the segment says what you eating. So any food conversation is always loud here, baby.
Well, let me tell you. Look. Let me tell you what. Okay, so let me drop this family tradition on you. Okay, and it's really a family tradition that my family and I started. We've probably been doing it for like 10 years. All right. And it's, and we like to call it the unhealthiest day of the year. All right. Unhealthiest day of the year. It's usually the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's what I have dubbed Friday. Okay. And the reason why I dubbed it Friday is because I have certain things and certain creations that I throw in the deep fryer.
Okay.
And when it comes to brisket, because I smoke a brisket for a holiday.
Okay.
So when Saturday rolls around, I take some of that brisket, I chop it up, right? I get some provolone. It's simple. I get some provolone cheese. All right. I get some wontons. I wrap it up, throw them in the deep fryer for brisket egg rolls.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I drew it on camera or not. Oh, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh, the inner faction in me just did flip, dog. What?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. So you may know this technique. My cousin 2 years ago for Thanksgiving, he had a brisket that he cooked. He froze it after he cooked it. Sat in his freezer for about 2 years, a year, took it out for Thanksgiving, and it was some kind of cooking technique that he used without putting it in the oven, without putting it on the grill. It was like ceviche, something crazy. He just, yo, I swear to God, whatever he did, that brisket came out so freaking tender. It was like he just cooked it that day. It was
Wow.
one of the best briskets I had. I gotta call him and get the technique that he
Yeah,
used.
yeah. I find out that technique, bro, because a year in the
Yeah,
freezer and taking it out, and
yeah,
wow.
yes. It's one of those ones where I don't even want to get into it because the science is too good for me to do too much for my brain. I
Mm-hmm.
just said okay, and is it edible? And he was like yes, and I was like all right, I'm gonna eat it.
Wow.
And then when it was good, so I was like hey, what they say? What's the saying? Don't tell me about the pregnancy, tell me about the baby. That's what this was. Just tell me about the baby.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
let's
Get me some more information on that, because
yeah.
I mean I will be curious to check it out. And look, I'm just gonna drop one more gem on you. All right. Have you ever had an ostrich egg?
No, but I've seen it.
Yeah. So chicken breast, and it's chicken breast and pepper jack cheese wrapped in bacon, deep fried.
What?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Now
Yeah.
you make me
Yeah.
miss my place. My place used to be this spot
Mhm.
in the Navy Yard area before they started building up all the apartments. There was this place called um Justin's Cafe. So you could go in there. You can get you the Old Bay wings, you get whatever you wanted. And then every now and then they had like certain stuff on because the menu used to be a chalkboard. So kind of like whatever they felt like cooking that day was kind of their thing. I got a bison burger from them one time.
Mm.
Oh, buddy. You want to talk about just making a fat kid happy. I had a bison burger and a two-hearted IPA. I was in heaven, dog.
Bro, you had me with the combination of Obey seasoning and wings. Man.
Dude.
All right. Yeah.
All right, let me
Yeah.
get to because there's one series I want to definitely talk about, and it's whoever plays the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Cavaliers are in trouble, especially if they get the Hawks. Especially if they get the Hawks.
Cleveland's issue is going to be matchup. Okay.
Yes.
My feeling is, yeah, that the Hawks would give them trouble. The Hawks will Hawks have a great chance of knocking them out. All right. I think they'll be okay with the Raptors. I think they'll be okay with the Magic. I think they'll be okay with the 76ers. Hawks are going to be a problem.
Yep.
But I also feel that if they get out of the first round, they become the problem for Detroit.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is God. I mean, we do these shows all the time. So I think sometimes I told Josh when we were talking, I was like, yo, I just know my co-host. Like, that's exactly my theory is. I think Cleveland is the feast or famine team of this playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can make it to the conference title game. I think they could lose in the first round.
Yeah.
And I feel easily comfortable on both sides of that spectrum.
No, I'll say this. I am the exact same way. The exact same way. But I'll say that, of course, as we get deeper into the NBA playoffs and the starting NBA playoffs, of course, we will be discussing it fully and at length. on the Wednesday night show on Nothing But Net.
One last thing before we go.
Yeah.
Golden State or the Clippers? Who dives deep into their bag of tricks and pulls out something to make a run? If they can. I don't think they can, but they are two dangerous teams at times, or they can be dangerous because of their superstars. Because of oh gosh, why did his name just pop out my head? Steph Curry and Kawhi. Tell them that it's human nature. Kawhi. What do you think? Do you think there's a chance for them to even make some kind of rumbling going forward? I don't think so because it's OKC, Antonio.
No, neither one of them. Okay. If the Clippers lock up the number, I'm sorry, if the Trailblazers lock up the number 8 seed going into a matchup against the Phoenix Suns, looking at that Clippers Warriors game, look, to me, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound disrespectful, it looks like the senior game. It looks like the old folks game. It looks like, bruh, you know, it's exciting to me. It's exciting for a half. Okay, let me know when these these two geriatric teams are done. Even though you got a good, you have kind of sort of a decent balance of young players on the Warriors team. None of them are superstar caliber.
I don't know if he's going to jump in with us, but I sent Josh the invite because I would love to get some of his perspective on this finale. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Oh, bam! He said, "Yeah." So let's see if he jumps in real.
See if he jumps in. But no, I don't see. I just don't see it. I don't. Cool. Yeah, and like I said, that and that's kind of me being jaded with them to the point of, bruh, it's time to go away. It's time to rebuild. It's time to go on that. Go on that.
But all right, so hold on.
That retirement tour, man.
But that how do I say this? Golden State had the ability to rebuild on the fly. For some reason, the draft picks, the drafting didn't work out. They had 2 years where they were in like the top 5 of the draft, right? And they drafted I know one was the kid they just traded to Atlanta.
Kuminga. Yep. And the other one was James Wiseman.
And now James Wiseman is nowhere to be found. Maybe he's in some other country playing basketball. I don't know what he's doing. And Kuminga is playing good ball for Atlanta.
Coming off the bench.
Hey, it don't matter, but he giving them everything they need. He's part of the reason that team is kind of taking this because he gives them another scorer off the bench.
He's giving them what they're asking.
Yes.
He's giving them what they're asking,
Boston. Okay. I see the face.
What about Boston?
Oh, I saw the face. You good.
Now, look. As much as I look, and I've probably said this for the past 20 years. Okay. I don't like nothing that comes out of Boston except for New Edition and Mark Wahlberg. That's it.
Yo, that's so funny you say that.
That's all I like out of Boston. That's it. That's it, nothing else. The only time in my life that I ever cheered and pulled for a Boston team was, this is gonna sound blasphemous. Y'all don't get on me. I cheered for the Boston Celtics in 2008 because I wanted to see KG, who's always been one of my favorite players of all time, Kevin Garnett. I wanted to see him get a ring. That's the only reason why I ever cheered for a Boston-based team. After that, it was back. It was back to the way it's supposed to be. F Boston.
So in this polite moment, I'd like to say bleep you, because that means you were rooting against my Lakers in that final series.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was.
And
I look. I'll say this: 2008. I was rooting for Boston because I wanted, like I said, I wanted KG to get that ring. Okay. 2010. I definitely wanted to see the Lakers win that.
I like you hedging your bets, but I'm just going to tell you, I have a rant on one of my buddies' posts. I said, what is it? Bleep, Boston cream pies, Boston baked beans, Boston Celtics, anything that has to do with Boston. If we play in space and you run a Boston, bleep that. Because like me and my buddy, and you'll see him from time to time in the network. His name's Timothy Watkins. He's a Celtics fan. I'm a Lakers fan. We historically don't talk during the playoffs if we playing each other in the finals. There's no phone call. There's no text message. There's nothing. You don't exist to me during this time. That might sound crazy to some people, but it is what it is.
No. Because look, when that Boston ownership group was trying to buy the Connecticut Sun and it got shot down. Guess who was happy? Me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh shoot, sorry, man. Look, what's up, nephew?
How you doing? I'm sitting here just listening, man. I'm enjoying the conversation.
Nah, that's why I wanted to drop you in, because I think KG is going to be out for the whole show. You want to get another perspective, because everybody's used to hearing us on Wednesdays at 7:30 on a show called Nothing But Net.
On the network, on Facebook Live, YouTube, and X. Go ahead.
And everybody can catch you, because you did a great show with that guy over there and the correspondent this week on your show, Highly Opinionated, you and JG. Speaking of JG, I got to get squared up with him this week. I think I got to do his show, and I can't wait for that. But
we need to drag him on Nothing But Net during the playoffs. Okay, I think that'll be fun.
That's Josh. Can you work that out?
Yeah, that's you, man. That's you.
I can always work it out. No problem with that. But yeah, these John, Tim, Ross, Dylan, they don't necessarily need me to reach out. Yeah, if y'all want that, y'all, I mean, they lined up like that. But I got you though. If you need that, I definitely got you.
But I mean, you do know for the playoffs in the NBA, you are the third.
Exactly.
I didn't know that, but I'll be there now. Starting this Wednesday at 7:30.
I thought the man told you that.
No. So I didn't know like it was going to be. So we didn't talk. I haven't talked to my guy. By the way, let me say this. C. Perry, a second. I appreciate you for letting me co-host the show, man. It was a privilege and an honor to sit in your chair. Hopefully I held the seat down while you was gone. But yeah, I didn't know that I was going to be for the playoffs. Man, y'all say the word, I'm there. I'll be there. I'll be there Wednesday. I know it's another show in this network. It's called Unapologetic Sports. I've been on that show several times, and we all know Lee Ice, know him well. Mm-hmm. And let's bow our heads, because Wednesday night the Clippers going to end the Warrior season. So can I get 5 seconds of us bowing out?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Okay.
Okay, that's enough.
Right,
that's enough. The Clippers going to end that on Wednesday. So
I thought we was going to have a whole thing, like, Lord, we come to you
I wasn't ready. I wasn't fully ready the way I should have been.
Oh, okay. I
But,
got you.
yeah,
I got you. You want it?
They're going to do that.
You want it?
Huh?
Bow our heads, because Father God, we have come to this point in time in our lives. Yes, we come seeking things like enlightenment and encouragement, but unfortunately, we have come also to the end of the road, the place where the Golden State Warriors and their legacy and their dynasty is falling on hard times, and we can't see a way, even through your guidance and your inspiration, that they will get past and get out of the first round of the playoffs. And with all that being said, and you doing all the things that you do, God, we say amen.
Amen.
Amen. You know, I love God. And they say God need a day off. So I think Wednesday night between 10 p.m. Eastern time and 12:30 Eastern time, a.m. Thursday morning, he gonna be off for the Warriors. Ain't no shame in that. Sometimes you gotta be off. Sometimes you need a day off. DC Perry, you need a day off last Wednesday. Your boy filled in for you. You feel me? I ain't you. But you gotta step in when you need to. So hey, man, Clippers gonna end that for the Warriors on Wednesday. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the NBA playoffs. It should be exciting. I can't wait to break down the NBA playoffs weekly on one of the best shows on the network, Nothing But Net, Wednesday night, 7:30 on the Sidelines Junkie Podcast Network. Can't wait.
We on like our sixth mention of the show.
Yeah. It's a great show. If you're a basketball fan like me, it's a great show. Great show.
I mean, it's just natural. You know what I mean? Natural.
Real quick, before we start turning over some WNBA stuff and things like that, your thoughts on I think we as a collective have the Cavaliers as a feast of famine team, a team that could lose in the first or a team that could be in the conference finals. What are your thoughts on the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I agree with you guys. I definitely think they can be feast of famine. I'm looking to pull up the standings now so I can see where who the Cavaliers will play in the first round. If you guys give me a second.
The Cavaliers are the 4, so they will get either Atlanta or Toronto.
Atlanta or Toronto. I know Kendrick Perkins said Cleveland and Atlanta will go 7 games. I disagree with that. I think that should go. If Cleveland is serious about who they are, that should be a 5-game series. They play Toronto, maybe 6, because I feel like Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, Emmanuel Quickly. I called him Iman. Excuse me, Emmanuel Quickly. You got my man Jakob Poeltl, former San Antonio Spurs, the back line of defense. So Toronto has a little bit more, in my opinion, than Atlanta. All respect to Jalen Johnson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, the guys that they have, CJ McCollum. So I think Cleveland should win the first round anywhere between 5 to 6 games. If it goes longer than that, then that would be disappointing for me. And then after that, listen, C. Perry, again, another mention of your show. We was doing Nothing But Net last week, and this was before the injury to Joel Embiid, the most injured superstar I've ever seen. Like, this guy has the worst luck you could ever have, which means I have the worst luck the second person can have, because I'm always hyping up the 76ers. But I thought if Philly got in the playoffs, I thought it was 2 matchups that I thought they could win. 3. Cleveland, New York, and Detroit. Now, the Detroit thing is a wild card because I didn't know how fast Cade Cunningham was coming back. Obviously, he came back a couple days ago, so he'll probably be in playoff mode. So that would be obviously a harder series now than what I originally thought it would be. But I think Cleveland in the second round, I think out of all the teams they wanted to match up, I think Detroit is the best matchup for them. They match up out of the teams in the East, in my opinion, they match up with Detroit the best. You got 2 bigs for Jalen Duren. You have Jared Allen. You have Evan Mobley. James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, they both slow down in the playoffs. Right. Now, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell can say, I've never played with a player like James Harden. James Harden can't say that because he played with elite players. So at least better players, in my opinion, than Donovan Mitchell. So I feel like that can help Donovan Mitchell. It's just, what can James do? How good can James be? To me, the Cavaliers wild card, and I hate to say it's a wild card because the brother was a top 5 pick, is Evan Mobley. If Evan Mobley can consistently be the second best player, they can get to the conference finals. They could beat Detroit if he can consistently be the second best player. Because now you know what Donovan going to do. All right, Donovan can be the best player for, like, let's say the first 42 minutes, right? If Evan Mobley is consistent, James Harden and Donovan Mitchell can split that fourth quarter. You get what I'm saying? Last 12 minutes, I should say. It should split they could tag team that. So for me, it's Evan Mobley. Can they hit shots? Can they get timely stops? But I think at worst the Cavaliers should go to the second round. At worst, they should win the first round, get to the second round, and then we'll see what happens when they play Detroit.
That's crazy that you even say that, because the biggest thing I've heard this week on Cleveland radio, because I jump in and listen to them from time to time, is exactly what you said. It's Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is the key for them moving forward and doing anything else. C. Perry, let's take a quick break and let's come back in with the WNBA.
Okay.
It's only like let me see. I think it's a 16-second joint, but we can just reset, relax for a little bit, and then come back with what we got. Here we go. Monday. On Monday, we opened up the WNBA version of free agency. And with that being saying, it started already.
I was getting ready to say, okay, with the WNBA, their tampering period, the period where you can have those discussions with free agents, started on Wednesday. And the signing period actually started on Friday. And I'll say this, it's been with the new CBA and new money, okay, when the flush of money, it's looked as crazy as you thought it would be, but not exactly. There's been spots where, and the reason why I say that is because you had over 120 players free agents, which means most of the league were free agents, which means if you are a general manager, your job is to lock in your own free agents. And that's what I'll say this, that's what a lot of teams did. But there were also a lot of outliers there. As as it related to player movement and players switching teams. All of this got started on Monday when we got the news of the Angel Reese trade.
All right, so I want your opinion on that, because I got a thought process on it, and I want to go last. But if you guys have thought processes, or just say no comment if you don't want to comment. But what was your thoughts on the Angel Reese trade situation?
From the Atlanta side, perfect.
How you want to address it?
Yeah, from the Atlanta side, perfect fit. Okay. They got a player that fits their playing style, and the player that fits the culture of Atlanta. I look right now. The minute she got traded to Atlanta, she became the biggest sports star in Atlanta. Period.
Oh.
Period. Yeah, John. Yeah, Neff. I said it. She is the biggest sports star in Atlanta, hands down. Okay. The ticket sales for the Atlanta Dream. And let's remember, the Atlanta Dream had the best record in the Eastern Conference last year. Okay. They have a deep team with Ryan Howard, with Alicia Gray, with Brianna Jones. And now you add Miss Barbie to the mix. That's a team that will be contending for the next couple of years. From the Chicago side, to me, it was all the same. Chicago, the Chicago front office traditionally does not know how to treat star players. They don't know how to build up their infrastructure. It's outside outside of the 1 year where they were able to con um, Chicago native Candace Parker to come home and win them a championship. Outside of that, the place has been a dumpster fire.
Josh.
No, all of Chicago sports led by Jerry Reinsdorf ownership has been a dumpster fire. So I definitely agree with you on that. I'll take it from the Atlanta side. As I said on Highly Opinionated, I love it for Atlanta. They were as C. Perry said, as Unc said, they were 30-14. Tied. Yeah, they had the best record in the Eastern Conference last season. They lost in the playoffs to Indiana. They lost to an Indiana Fever team that did not have Caitlin Clark. So for me, you trade 2 first-round picks, you get yourself a rebounder, somebody that can play defense. And if she can, if Angel Reese can work on her offensive game, sky's the limit. So
exactly.
I just feel like every team needs people that do the dirty work. She enjoys doing the dirty work. So I think the Atlanta Dream, again, last year 30-14. I think she's worth at least maybe 1 to 2 wins during the regular season, just off hustle, heart, ability, energy, stuff like that. And the real adjustment to be the real judgment of the trade to be once they get to the WNBA playoffs.
Exactly.
Right. All right, man. So I know what you guys have said, and I totally believe that Chicago's front office is trash. I think the organization may be trash as well, but I think they had to do a clean sweep of everything that was tied to Teresa Witherspoon. And I think that was the whole point of this move, was to get Barbie to Atlanta or wherever, because they didn't want her in the locker room. Let's not forget that she got suspended for conduct detrimental to the team for her comments that she made about the front office, about getting talent in the building, about having better players and being a better team. So I think this was their way of getting rid of a headache for them. She's not a headache for everybody, but she's their headache because she questions their methodology in the way they do things. So I thought for Chicago, it made all the sense in the world to get rid of her because of that.
No, I mean it can definitely make sense. The fact is that a trade can work for both teams. It could be a better situation for Atlanta. They want to restart their book, start over, start from ground zero. That's fine. And for Atlanta, again, you get a good player who fits, I don't say who fits a role, but who can come in and can add certain attributes to your team that you didn't have last season. So for me, we always look at trades as this. We always look at trades as this person has to win or this person has to lose. No, sometimes it's a win-win situation, and it doesn't necessarily mean the team that traded the player is going to win a certain amount of games. No, you're starting from ground zero. You're going to build yourself up. We've seen this in the NFL. We've seen this in the NBA. Not to go back on the NBA, but you see them talking about tanking. You feel me? The WNBA, once they start getting generational drafts, the WNBA teams will start tanking. Like they'll start tanking. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say, because I'm assuming she'll go back to USC next year. So let's say Juju Watkins comes back next year. You can just see she's Juju Watkins. You don't think Chicago would tank for her? You don't think?
I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I'm sorry, nephew. I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, because trade. Okay, you have to look at. Sometimes you have to look at trades and then look at the moves that happen after the trade. Okay, and you look at what the Chicago Sky have done since Monday. Okay. One, they re-signed Azura Stevens, gave her a 3-year deal. She was a previous member of the Sky that has played with the LA Sparks for the past 3 seasons. Okay, they also, and here's the thing: what you just said about tanking, right?
Yes.
They traded for J.C. Sheldon of the Washington Mystics. What they gave up in the trade was their 2028 first round pick. So does that take them out for Juju Watkins on that trade? No. But if they were even thinking about tanking for UConn Sarah Strong, who's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft, they out of that now because they got rid of that pick. They also signed Skylar Diggins. So Skylar Diggins is walking into Chicago as well, and it's probably at this point right now is going to be the biggest name on that team. Now I also saw, and I'm actually was looking for the trade now. They had another trade. There's another trade where they don't have next year's first round pick either. So even if Juju came out, they out of the Juju. They out of the Juju running. Okay. And
why would Juju come out now when she can get more money staying at USC than to leave?
I'm talking about next year. Next season. She could come out next season.
But wouldn't that be her junior season?
That would be a junior season. She could come out next season or she could come out the following season. But either way, Chicago's not in the running anymore because they don't have the draft. They do not have the draft picks. They don't have the draft pick to get her.
And I think it would be beneficial if she's right, of course. I think it would be beneficial for her to come out next year than coming out 2 years from now because her and Sarah Strong will be fighting for the number 1 draft pick.
Exactly.
I feel
like, what's the money? Because the money is
but the money in the W going up. The money in the W going up. So it's not like she's struggling.
That's 2.2. You don't think USC is going to pay her 5 or 6 to stay an extra year?
5 or 6, what, million?
Yeah. Because they have the young lady, what's her name, Jazzy McDonald or something like that.
Yeah, Jazzy McDonald.
Yeah. So
they would have they would have the money to pay her, but also at the same time, it's gonna be about her ability to move on. I mean, think about it. Angel Reese entered the draft where she had 1 year left of eligibility.
True. I mean, because now we're talking about endorsements, sponsors, and all that. I get you.
Yeah, and Juju already got endorsements. She already got sponsorships. Yeah. I just feel like for me, and I don't never duck competition. I won all the competition, but in this particular situation, I'd rather it be a clear. If I'm Juju, I'd rather be a clear number 1 than all right. You're gonna break down my game. You're gonna break down Sarah Strong game. So of course, what's gonna come up to me is I got injured. Sarah Strong hasn't, knock on wood, hasn't gotten injured yet.
Exactly.
That's how.
Sorry, nephew. Just got some breaking news on the sky. Okay. They just completed a trade. Finally completed a trade with the LA Sparks. Where the Sparks would receive Ariel Atkins, and the Sky receives Rakia Jackson.
Oh, that's official now. Okay.
Yeah, it's final. It's final now. So I'll say this: when it comes to the Sky, with the players that they're bringing in post Angel Reese, they look competent. Okay. With the futures that they've traded out, that's where I'm questioning them.
All I'm gonna say is, Rakia Jackson has got that thing.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
Because the way my man
crashed out over her.
Yo, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be crass but crude, but yeah. She might have a little WAP going on in her situation, in her life. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna step away from the conversation. So let's go ahead and start our draft preview for the WNBA.
Before we get to the draft, flip back.
I got you.
Okay, so I'm sorry, the biggest signing in this so far in this whole period, the bomb got dropped yesterday. When 3-time All-Star the unicorn Satu Sabali
Mm.
signed a multi-year deal.
Say it again. Side
A
two
mul-
side.
Satu Sabali signed a
Oh my
multi-year deal with the New York Liberty. And this is the same New York Liberty that re-signed Jonquel Jones. So she's coming back. Their MVP, their finals MVP. Breanna Stewart, two-time league MVP. Sabrina Ionescu, the Sabali's running mate in college at Oregon when they took Oregon to the Final Four. I'll say this, after the Angel Reese trade and them re-signing all of their key players, re-signing Ryan Howard, re-signing Breonna Jones, re-signing Alicia Gray, I had Atlanta tabbed to battle Indiana, with Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hall. They gave Kelsey Mitchell her deal, and their big free agent signing was Mo Billings. I had those two tabbed to battle it out for the East until the New York Liberty signed Satu Sabali. This is the equivalent of, let me see, Ryder, I think you know where I'm going with this, okay?
Okay.
This is the equivalent of Kevin Durant
Going to Golden State.
Golden State.
So my only worry about Sabali is the concussion and what's the fallout from that.
Yeah,
because that did hurt her. She is definitely my favorite WNBA player.
Same.
Yeah.
I've been a fan. I've been a fan of hers since day one in Dallas. Okay, I'm a huge fan of her sister. Right now I'm still getting over the fact that her sister, left for Toronto in the expansion draft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, but this Liberty team and actually and Vegas just changed their odds. They now, with that move, they now got the Liberty picked as their favorites to win it this year.
All right, for the sake of time, we're gonna drop off the Gypsy King and the NCAA thing. Let's close out the draft preview.
Yep, that'll work. Look, that'll work. Plus, you don't need me up here talking junk about the Gypsy King after yesterday's fight. So.
All right, cool. So here we go. WNBA draft preview. I've seen FUD drop to 3 in some of the mocks. Person that I like, or the person that I'm of interest, is Raven Johnson, because I think she's a defensive player that can make a difference for a team and give them something different, because she's not only a defensive player, but she's also a playmaker. What do you guys think? If you have any thoughts on who goes 1, 2, 3, or whatever, shoot them out and let's go from there.
A lot of the mock drafts, a majority of the mock drafts have the Spanish player Fam at number 1. A lot of folks are calling her a prodigy, right? With her size and her scoring ability. I'll be honest with you, my main player focus in this draft is Olivia Miles.
She going 2, I thought.
Most mocks I've seen had her going 2. Okay. I don't, and my whole thing is, so the Dallas Wings have the number 1 pick again?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes, the Wings have won.
Yeah. The Wings don't need another backcourt player. Their main backcourt player They just resigned her on a
A
major.
Walaki.
Yep. Yep. They just signed. They just re-signed her for a 3-year deal. I don't think they were ever serious about going after AZ Fudd. Would you? But when, and granted, storyline wise, having AZ Fudd on the same team with her girlfriend would be incredible, storyline wise. And they had 3 years together playing, huh?
But it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense basketball wise. I think they're picking Fam.
Okay.
Even though, to me, if we're talking size and need, they should be drafting Lauren Betts. As talented as Fam look like she's going to be, IMO, the number one pick in this draft should be Lauren Betts.
The crazy thing is, I've seen her fall as low as 4.
I've seen her fall. Yeah, I've seen the lowest I've seen her in most my drafts have been 5.
There's no way the Mystics with 4. I think the Mystics have like 4, 9, and 11.
Yeah,
at 4. There's no way.
If she's on the board, when the Mystics on the clock, she's gonna be playing in Washington.
They better run that ticket up to the clock. Don't pass go, whatever the scenarios are. Pump that. That's the player they gotta have. That's the person they need to have.
Yeah, Lauren Betts. To me, she's 3 inches taller than Fam, and I've never seen Fam play, so I'm not gonna get on here and make it seem like I've watched her play. I never have, so I don't want a lot of people. But I'm just reading this as you guys was talking. I'm reading the scout reports on it, and it says her perimeter shooting is an area that can be improved, but Fam already appears ready to excel in the pick and roll game and defensively. So if she can ever work on her jump shot, get a jump shot going, maybe she could be the best player in the WNBA, at a certain point in time. But right now, I've seen, again, I'm biased. Maybe it's because I've seen Lauren Betts play. But yeah, I would take, from what I've seen, Lauren Betts. 6'7", can do everything. Led UCLA to a national championship. First time for Corey Close. Corey Close was there for 15 years. Actually, funny thing about Lauren Betts, she was actually at Stanford, transferred from Stanford to UCLA. So
wanted to play with her sister.
Yep. So for me, and another person in this draft I like, I like 2 other players. One is her teammate. Maybe it's biased because of the championship game, but I'm in love with Gabriella Jaquez.
Woo! I knew you was going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Oh, yes, sir.
Just because she not only, again, recency bias, saw her play in the national championship, but she has a brother that plays basketball. So, and is in the NBA and plays at a solid to good level. I'll say solid level. I'm going to say he's good, but solid player in the NBA. Jaime Jaquez. And the third player I'm looking at in this draft, looking at Flau'jae Johnson, Baltimore's finest. You feel me? So, see what team she gets drafted to, see what organization picks her up, and see what she goes at from there. She obviously played. I call Kim Mulkey the warden. You feel me? So she played. She already got a structure behind and know what I love that it should be and what it shouldn't be. So those are the 3 players I'm looking at. But I can't wait to see Fam play. Just again reading her scouting report. Again, sound like she can do everything but shoot. And y'all know in today's basketball, shooting is very, very important. Shooting and spacing the floor is very, very important. I don't care if you're playing WNBA, NBA, NCAA, Crown, National Championship, whatever it is. Shooting. If you can space the floor, you can shoot. You'll always give yourself a fighting chance.
Okay, so I'm noticing the. Okay, so like I said, I'm big on Olivia Miles. All right,
you're big on Olivia Miles.
I am real big on.
I think. Come on, Livy's that's my girl. So you ain't got no arguments here. Wherever we take
But
Olivia Miles is going. Yeah,
but here's the whole thing. If most of the draft, if most of the mock drafts have her going to the Minnesota Lynx, wait a minute. The defending champions with adding Olivia Miles to that equation,
hey,
bruh, man, look. To me, it's a great spot for her. Definitely a great spot for her. But you know, it once again, it takes a team like the defending champs, and where you know they're a part of that. What I call the 5 teams that legitimately have a shot at winning the championship this year.
What
That
5
means
teams? Okay, I'm sorry.
no, bro. Minnesota Lynx, defending champs. I'm sorry. I mean, not defending, not. Sorry, not they're not defending champs. I mean the Aces,
right.
the Lynx, the Liberty, the Dream, and the Fever. Those are the 5 teams that legitimately have a shot at winning this year's championship.
All I'm gonna say is there's one player that's going to be in this draft that I've got my eye on, and it's Rory Jackson from Texas. Because I think she can be focal enough as a guard to make everything around her better. And I think she could push a team into your 5 or into your top 6, depending on where she goes. I would love for her, when the Mystics go at either 9 or 11, her to be that pick, because then they can match her up with the young lady, I think her name was Georgia something, that got hurt last year right before the draft and missed the whole season with a knee injury. But then you get 2 solid guards to lead this team of wings and bigs, and I think the Mystics jump up in respectability and opportunity to be something more, to be something special. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll say this also, just for this season, keep your eye on the expansion team, Toronto Temple. Because
go into that, because you dropped that earlier. So go into that.
Okay, so they're building out their roster the same way that the Golden State Valkyrie built out their roster. They're building out their roster with veterans and good players to make playoff runs, which is one of the reasons why they made the playoffs last year, and just signed Gabby Williams. So Gabby Williams is now going to the Valkyrie. They got Marina Mabry, former Chicago Sky #1 pick, played for the Suns, and just signed a supermax deal in Toronto. And they have my other Sabali sister. Plus their coach is the former championship winning coach from the Liberty, Brondella. So they're set for making a run. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes on Toronto. Oh, just one more thing I got to get in. Ryder, you saw where Brittany Griner signed, right?
She signed in Atlanta, right?
Nope.
Oh, where did she go?
She took a 1-year deal with the Connecticut Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm surprised she took a 1-year deal, because I would have expected her to take a 2-year deal. Where is she from?
Connecticut, right?
Brittany Griner's a Houston native.
Okay.
And with the Connecticut Sun making their move to Houston to bring back the Houston Comets, what better way to have the first year of the Houston Comets with having Brittany Griner on her farewell tour?
Well,
That might happen. That might
go ahead,
happen.
Josh. Go ahead.
My bad. I was saying that might happen. Just because, like you said, she is from Houston. So I could definitely see that happening. Just because she signed the 1 year deal, I don't necessarily think that probably be her. I think see how it is, and then if she like it, I think she'll probably resign back, and then they'll make that trip because they're not moving to Houston this season. They move to Houston next season, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So my thought process, and I'm glad you said it that way, Josh, because I think that gives her an opportunity to see and test the waters of what it's going to be. And remember, we've had this conversation about Connecticut moving at least 3 times because they're supposed to move to Boston, they're supposed to move somewhere else. So until the move actually happens, maybe that's why it's only a 1 year deal and not multi-years. Is because we gotta see you do what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah. Same reason why you had 120 free agents in the WNBA to see to see what that CBA do.
True that. We're at an hour and 21 minutes. We got 2 other topics on the thing. We can ignore them and go somewhere else. I'm just gonna throw this oop up and let you guys decide where we go next. We can talk about anything, so it's free reign. If it's something on your mind, let's go, because we have a segment called "Wrap That Shit Up, B." So let's wrap it up and just whatever you're thinking about. If you got a subject on your mind outside of what we had on the agenda, let's just talk.
Okay, can I start?
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's WrestleMania week. All right, one of my favorite weeks out of the year. All right, I'll be honest with you. As everyone knows, I am a wrestling fan. I'm not just a WWE fan. The WrestleMania week, to me, has become the collective week. It's been the collective week since about 2018. What the collective is Game Changer Wrestling, one of the biggest independent wrestling companies in the country. They do 8 shows during WrestleMania, and this year is no different. So they're doing a lot of great shows. There's Ring of Honor, who's owned by AEW, is doing a combined show with Maple League Pro Wrestling out of Toronto. Maple League Pro Wrestling ran by Scott D'Amore, the former head of Impact Wrestling / TNA. And there was a big controversy this week because there was a match scheduled that was going to pit AEW's Ricochet versus the reigning X Division champion with TNA, Leon Slater. And that match was canceled. Or let me rephrase that. TNA and TNA president Carlos Silver pulled TNA talent from working independence, but more importantly, working with AEW talent. So that was one match gone. Hated. Let's just say this: I understand it from both sides. A lot of people are pissed off, but I understand it from both sides because TNA's direct partner is WWE. Right. Your direct partner doesn't want to see you. Doesn't want to see your talent in a match against the competition. So I get that, but also that tells you that WWE feels that AEW, even though they will never say it, is competition, because they are. And let's be real. Only thing I'll say this: I'm not feeling this. I'm really not feeling this WrestleMania show overall. I'm not at all. There's only one match that I'm feeling, and I'm a little bit upset that it's going on first on Sunday, because I honestly feel it should be the main event on Saturday, and that is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Obafemi. Okay, this latest group that's come up from NXT, those are your future main eventers. All right, and I'm saying 3, not 2, 3. That being Obafemi, that being Trick Williams, and that being Javon Evans. They proved it already in TNA. I'm sorry, in NXT. They have something. They capture something. They're able to capture the interest of fans. You know, out of this WrestleMania, the only thing that should happen truly out of this WrestleMania, and I've been saying it and I will keep on saying it, put the rocket ship in the backs of these 3 and let them run. Okay, if you're not doing that, you're just going to continue to give wrestling fans what this has been, a boring product. And you can't be boring going into WrestleMania. And they have.
I think that WrestleMania has they have one big problem. The problem is you have the suits and you have the wrestling people. And the problem is the suits and the wrestling people don't see eye to eye. And that's why you're getting random storylines. You're getting stories that are rushed. Like, we rushed this Randy Orton, Pat McAfee thing. We've rushed a lot of stuff, and it doesn't gotten the proper build that it should get. And I think the Randy Orton stuff was going to pay off, because I think they need to take the title off of Cody. I think Cody needs to go just sit back and be out of the shine for a minute. And I think they need to have, because they gave Cena his 17, I think they need to give Randy his 16.
Now, I totally agree with that.
I'm not gonna make it seem like I watch wrestling, so I'm
no. We just talking about wrap that shit up, baby.
Oh no, I was just sitting here listening to y'all talk about wrestling. So I do got one question before I get to my thing about what I want to speak on for wrap it up. So Cody Rhodes, when he with AEW, didn't he leave AEW and come to the WWE? Okay.
I mean, he the fact that he left AEW and came back to WWE when he did made him a bigger star, and it gave the WWE at that time, which was look, they were on a good storyline, and people feel it shot them up significantly. Right. And he became a bigger star than he was when he left the company. I'm a Cody fan. All right, I ain't even gonna lie. I've been a big Cody fan since he left the company the first time. And I love seeing him coming in and becoming bigger than he was. But time is a thing. I'll say it just like that. Time is a thing. So you gotta learn how to balance stuff.
Absolutely. Okay, so since we wrapping it up, my wrap it up topic is, so every year for football and basketball, we on Highly Opinionated, we give out awards. So we call them the Highly Opinionated Awards. We give out your MVP. Let's just do basketball. We give out all 7 awards. This year I'll do an NBA All Defensive Team, first team, second team, third team. And I get what the NBA was trying to do a couple years ago with this 65 game rule of like you mandated you should have to play 65 games.
All right, hold on. Cause I want this fresh for Wednesday. I know where you want to go.
Okay, all right. But I won't fully go.
No. Just trust me. You're gonna be on Wednesday.
Just trust me. I'm gonna just get this one thing out. I'm not gonna go fully in.
Go ahead, nephew. Go ahead.
So this week on Highly Opinionated, we are giving out our NBA awards because the NBA season concludes today. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be in my DMs talking about why this person ain't here, why this person ain't there. You talk to the NBA. They give you guys a 65-day move mandate, so I have to follow the mandates, okay? So we just want, so JG and ourselves, we are following the mandates. We're following the rules. So I'll just leave it at that. I was told not to go furthermore, so I'm just stop it there. We're following the rules.
No, because that's one of my burning questions for Wednesday with you guys. I want that smoke to be fresh. I don't want it to be stepped on. I don't want Smokey the Bear to
Yeah,
put
you don't want
water
it like
on
that
it.
brisket. You don't want it like that brisket from a year ago.
No, that brisket from a year ago was good as shit.
No.
Trust me.
I believe, but you want it fresh. It's not wrong with a year-old brisket, but you want it fresh. You want it.
Yeah. So let's do that. So let's close out like this. Because we have to get what you're eating today. So I know for me, today I think I'm being lazy. I'm going old school. I'm doing sloppy joes.
Yeah, that's lazy.
Yes, very lazy.
That's lazy.
So what you got going on in your menu today? Hello?
All right. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. All right, because when your when your child is a freshman in college, it means she
Right.
ain't home. All
Right.
right. And the missus and I are gonna usually make that decision later on, because Sunday is still we eating out.
Right.
Cooking on Sunday is not mandatory in my house, because I'm
The
going
kids
to
get
we definitely going to pick something up. And like I said, and now that she's not home, even though she will be home in the next month after she's done with after she's done with her freshman year. We eating out. Just haven't figured out the place yet. Haven't figured out if we're gonna do a sit down or I'm gonna go and scoop something. But
okay.
but whatever it is, I ain't preparing it. It's gonna already be prepared. So
I
Josh,
hear that. So man, I got some greens over here, some mac and cheese, and some baked chicken. You feel me? So I'm gonna finish the last day of the NBA regular season, eating up on that, and watching the games.
All right, sounds good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the Midnight Rider, C. Perry II, and Josh, we want to thank you for letting us entertain you on this Sunday morning. We call it the Sunday Rise on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. You'll see these three faces again on Wednesday when this little show called The Net comes onto your screen. Until then, you'll also see my face with JG on JG's show sometime this week. You'll see this guy whenever he drops his show of Highly Opinionated and when he jumps in with Unapologetic Sports. But with all that being said, what you got and what you get is three people that know sports and know what they know and how they know it. And when you come back, you'll come back with the greater knowledge that you left with. So this is how we do it. It's the Sunday Rise. It's the three guys, not the three that you normally get, but hey, this is what you got today. So enjoy, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget tomorrow, trial time at 5. You got Pretenders or Contenders at 7, and then you also have the Tuesday night flight on Tuesday at 7:45. And before that, you have Unapologetic Sports, where I think my guy Josh is going to jump in with them some NBA talk. So with that being said, we are the Sideline Junkies. We do this because we are good at this. And if you don't know, educate yourself. And we out.